Check this out. This is a display from the system, God or the universe or the consciousness that control this reality. Look how the sphere and the display, which is a hand. I can prove it. In fact, all of these so-called UFO sightings are the same thing. They appear from the fabric of this reality, and you can see around that main part right there. Look, right there. That is a hand. That's all there is. It's just these people cannot figure it out for some reason. It's just, look, and the fabric of this reality is made with that shape. No matter how you look at it, it's always the same, and it multiplied trillions of times. You can see that this thing extends, see, it's wrinkled in the reality. It looks like the air, but it's not, it's the fabric of this reality. It comes this way, the same thing. It does the same geometrical shape. Like I say, it took me years to finally figure that out. Years. After 20 years, it was only 4.5 years ago that I finally decoded that. And you can see right here, when it's extend to the side, right there, that it keeps repeating and extending the same exact thing that you see bright. It keeps repeating here in a different position. Right here. Look, you can see the fingers. Like I said, this thing is always the same thing. This is a message from the reality that people don't understand. It's been showing forever. From the day this planet was made, this thing is been appearing. We just don't know how, people don't know how to decode it, or they cannot get to that. They don't know it. Well, you can see that is a freaking thumb. Look how huge it is. You can see the fingernail right there, look. And it just fades into the reality that we call it a sky. Look, right there. It's an arm with a hand at the end, but like I say, it goes in every direction. There is another part. You can see the square part of another thumb here. So this hand will go this way too. I mean, it will just keep on going every way, every direction. We just cannot figure that out. Well, I can now, but it took me years. I could not figure that out either. Why? But I see it's organized. This thing is not some random thing. It's organized. Something is Finally, I found a picture from the Apollo 8, and these spheres are like transceivers. They help out transmit and receive and transmit electromagnetic energy, but it's not just, see, look, the sphere is now on the right side of that hand. Look at that, right there. Of course, it's bouncing around because the guy doesn't have a tripod. He's holding a camera. This is in Canada. Look. It started out like that. Look. Check it out. Right there. There was something that flew to the right. Look. From the left to the right. Something dark. Look, right there. Look, right there. They didn't see it. You see that dark, something dark flew from left to right. So fast. Only camera can see these things. There it is. Look, check this out. Look at the spherical thing right there. Look at that. And then look at see how the thin wrinkles, and you can see the same geometry, ghostly. So this is protruding from the fabric of this reality we are in. It's what I'm trying to teach people, not to get fooled by these sightings. 98% of the sightings are displays. 1% would be objects with somebody inside, and the other 1% would be military industrial complex replicas of down objects, anti-gravity type. But those don't fly anywhere near populated areas because they know that if they fail and crash, people will know their secrets. So you won't see them, and only they fly in the areas where they have military bases, huge ones, like Area 51, 52 in Utah, and on the ocean and in space. That's the only places where the military industrial complex fly the deals. The Space Force that Trump talk about. He knows the truth about that. But those have nothing to do with this. This is from our Creator, who the reality that we are in is showing us this. You cannot shoot them down, you cannot catch him, this thing is unapproachable. It will play with you. He knows before you do anything, he knows. In fact, this thing is showing to the person that has the camera, period. Or the group that is observing it. Now they were looking for all UFOs, well, it will show that to them. Oh, I'll show you something. But because you're stupid, you think it's some alien shit. It's not. This has nothing to do with, this is celestial, from the creator of this reality, the designer. That's a symbol. Look how the disturbance is now. Look at that. You see how is wrinkle in the reality and it's producing that shape because that's what that is already there. People see, oh, that's a triangle. No, it's not a triangle. If you observe the rest of the thing, you see that it has nothing to do with any triangular anything. Look, see? See how it's shaped, but it's always the same thing. It's maintaining that. It's almost like it's moving around, doing the same thing, showing that symbol. If you don't know what it is, what you bad luck for you. And it was for me for years. Like I say, I keep seeing, looking at the background in the cloud, there was some kind of geometrical pattern in all of the cloud with sharp corners and wow. But they all exhibit the same type of pattern. Then I start seeing the same thing on moon images, on other moons and planets, and so on the sun, galaxies, nebula, the same pattern. Like I said, it took me years. And I was one of those that follow other so-called experts in UFO and once I saw the Moon is Your Worst Nightmare and then I saw Dr. Berggrun's presentation, then my mind started shifting from that reptilian, demonic and all of that shit to something different. Especially when he showed the astronaut imitation on Apollo 12 images. Well, no alien is gonna do that. That would be the stupidest thing. Why would you show an imitation of an astronaut unless you're giving them a message? The message is, I can do anything. I can show you yourself. I can duplicate you. I can do anything and you won't believe it. That's how incredible I am. For me, it's toys, it's child's play. Like I can toy with you and you have no clue what was happening. But once you know this truth, it will never do that to you ever. There'll be no ghosts and no demons, none of that shit. It'll vanish. All of that will disappear because you know the truth. So fear, anger, and all of that, those are low vibration that the system enhance that and show you nasty things because that's what you're thinking. Because we're tuned up to this reality, to this thing that we call God, the system, the universe, or whatever. This is a living system, and we're like we are inside somebody's brain. And he can toy with us anytime he wants, and he can help us if he wants. If you are up to, if you're worth it. That's what I say, eating animals is the wrong thing. It pollutes and mess up the entire, your being. Because you're eating some animal that suffers something terrible.